It's the Business Daily right here on Trust Television. Of course, we're looking at issues around agriculture. Nigerians are still lamenting high cost of food commodities 180 days after the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, promised a crash in prices. He did say that on his X handle on July 10, 2024. It's more than 180 days, 6 months that he did give Nigeria. Well, how far so far? We'll look at that on the show today. I have two gentlemen who are very strong in the agricultural sector. I have Dr. Ajisefinni Ayodeji. He's the Vice President, Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprises. He joins me right here in the studio. Good morning, Dr. Ayodeji.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here.
All right. I'm also being joined here by Dr. Bello Abubakar. He's the National President, Maize Association of Nigeria. Good morning, Doctor.
Hello, good morning.
I have double doctors in the studio this morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's begin with this. Let me start with you, Dr. Bello.
Okay.
The minister did give that promise. I know you're very close to the ministry.
Yes,
and of course, that 6 months timeline has been exhausted, yet the price of food kept going up. Was it that there was no modalities put in place to achieve that promises?
Well, once again, good morning, Nigerians. In respect of this issue, as we are all aware that the minister or the president promised that the food prices will come down by taking some measures, including the importation of some food commodities, and also by putting a waiver in importing the food commodities. Well, as at now, we cannot make a final judgment about the food prices in Nigeria, because you know that we just passed the wet season harvest, while still some farmers are still in the farm for their final harvest of their produce, what they have produced. And it is this time that the prices of food commodities usually used to come down. We know that there is some interventions that was given to the farmers, especially for wheat, rice, and maize. We know that farmers received some interventions in terms of subsidy.
Subsidy, okay.
Yes, under the NAX program, National Agricultural Growth Scheme Agro Pocket, for the small scaleholder farmers. And those farmers, they have produced enough. Despite that, we know that we have faced so many challenges, especially in terms of insecurity. But with that, our farmers produced. And now, if you look at the prices of these food items, if you compare the price between now and around July, August, September, the price has started coming down. Because let me give an example with my area, that is maize. The price of maize now is 60,000 to 62,000. Just yesterday,
50 kg about
per 100 kg.
100 kg.
Just yesterday, we received a report that in some areas the price now has come down up to 55,000. But if you look at the price July, September, it was 80 to 90,000. In some areas, it was even up to 100,000. If you look at the rice, paddy rice now, the price is also 60,000 for 100 kg. Before, it was 70, 75. So, with this harvest now that is still coming in the market from the farms, the price is coming down. Gradually. Which at the end, maybe by end of this month, or by next month, February, which is from there that we'll now make the final judgment. But as at now, we cannot say that what the minister promised or what Mr. President promised has failed or it didn't work. No, it's not yet time. But presently, I'm giving you this with full assurance and confidence that the price of maize is between 55 to 60,000, highest 62,000. Even the fried rice is not more than 60,000. That is
But still staying with you, Dr. Bello, but it's not impacting in the market. We can go to the market every day to buy them in mudus, as we call it, but you don't feel this impact. You still buy at this old price. Or some sellers will even tell you, oh, the price has gone up. Oh, yesterday it was 200, today it's 350 or 300 naira.
Well, it's true, because if you look at our business people, especially the retailers that are selling to the final consumers, sometimes the problem is from the middlemen. That is, it's not from the producers, it's not from the farmers, it's from the people, that is the off-takers that will buy from the farmers to go and sell to the retailers in the market. And another problem that is also affecting our market generally in Nigeria, if the price of some items now rise, even if there is the price now fall from the producers, that middleman in the market will not reduce the price. That is the problem. Instead of them, if the price now fall, to look at maize now, the price is 60. Let's take the average 60,000. It's 40 mudu that is inside 100 kg. So that 60, it will not be more than 1,500 per mudu. Will give you 60,000 by 40. So, but now some areas are still selling 2,000, even 3,000. Why? So you can see why the problem is.
Indeed. Yes. Indeed, Doctor. Let me bring in Dr. Ajisefinni now. You listened to Dr. Bello. He made some positions there for government. Of course, we are blaming the middlemen. The role, apparently, a lot of them are also responsible for the hike in prices of commodities that we are having in the market. Now, what do you think? Don't you think there should be effective price control mechanism being put in place by government to checkmate the activities of these middlemen?
Well, thank you very much. You remember Mr. President said issue of price control is determined by
market forces.
Exactly. And that is just demand and supply determine the crashing of prices of commodities in Nigeria. Not stopping at that, just like what our president just said now, my Maize president. Middlemen are the major challenges we have when it comes to hiking price of goods and services. But there is a way. You made mention of something. Government is about to establish a company that will crash price of goods and services. Good. How do they achieve that? Government will now become an off-taker. Government will now adopt a system of backward integration. Agro scheme. This is maize farmers. Government will work with the Association of Maize, Association of Rice, Association of Wheat. I'm ready to offtake 100 million tons of your product.
Yes.
What is your economic of production? How many can we achieve per hectare? Because when we are talking about crashing of price, it is difficult. Just like what President said, the harvest of rainy season is what we consume during dry season. And harvest of dry season is what we will consume during rainy season.
Exactly.
Impact of the expected crash in price will not happen until this new season of the planting season they we are doing now. Because now cost of input will come down. Maize that they planted during the wet season, then a kg of maize was about 1,000, 2,000 naira, the seed. But now it will come down. Fertilizer will come down. When the economic of production of producing 1 hectare of land, which used to be 650, between 500 and 650, was 1.2 million. It has come down. That is when we can see the effect. And what will government do to support this and make it work, which will break the backbone of the middlemen? Is for government, that company they intend to do, to go into working relationship with agricultural associations and encourage cluster farming in a commercial way.
Dr. Ayodeji, do you think we need a company to take product from farmers? Because we have Ministry of Agriculture.
Oh, you see, it's a company.
We have State Ministry of Agriculture as well.
Okay.
Now you're creating a new company, which is also going to be another burden on government finances.
Yes, let me just jump in. It is the best way to go. The bureaucracy of government is not the same thing as an organization going concern. When we have a going concern...
But the company will still be a government control anyway.
It's not going to be 100%. It's going to have its own board, profit-oriented. Look at what happened in Niger State. Why is Niger State leading in that sector? Because they have an entity.
Because we saw a governor who is determined, who came with a clear plan.
Which can be achieved through private participation, not public policy. Going through public policy, there will be a lot of sabotage. Having a company with a mandate, this and this are what we are expected to do. Sincerely speaking, government can achieve when we have a corporate entity doing a specific work to achieve a specific target.
You see, my worry is this: we've had this thing before. As a media organization, we've done investigative reporting with regards to so many, government agencies. In the area of agriculture, a government company, company.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
For example, we had a Niger microfinance before.
Oh, great example.
Yes, we know what happened eventually. The aim of its establishment was not really achieved.
Do you know why?
You can tell us why.
Good. I'm an active participant at Niger Microfinance Bank activities. I know what went wrong, at what point it went wrong. It is the management issue coupled with bad attitude of we the borrowers. Are you getting me?
Yes.
A situation where somebody that borrowed money sees such a money as public dividend. Are you getting me? From the management enforcing a vendor to be supplying an equipment to a borrower, I've added more to this.
All right.
These are the issues under that.
All right, doctor. He made mention of the poor management. What makes you think we're not going to still have poor management under the new company that is coming?
Well, you see, it is just the matter of taking measures. If there is a poor management, what to cause the poor management? What are the causes of that poor management? When you identify the problems that cause the poor management, then you should, from there, you should know how to solve the problem or how to tackle the problem for the next management that we are going to set. Because the problem we are facing sometimes, instead of us to look at what happened or what are the problems, what are the challenges, what caused the problem and the challenges, how are we going to solve it? We'll not look at that. We'll just continue looking ahead without solving the previous problems.
Absolutely.
So, but if you look at it critically, holistically, and identified the major cause, then from there, how are we going to tackle these causes of these problems? Then from there, you just take measures so that it will not happen again.
Exactly. Doctor, my worry is that a Niger Microfinance Bank was established by the previous government to solve a problem. There was an issue. What I think this government should do was to see how they can rectify that issue and make Niger more effective instead of setting up a new company. Dr. Bello.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. To rectify the problems, then you should move ahead. And then the way forward, then you take the measures against what happened. Then for setting another company now, sometimes there is some people that are not in the government, and they have a lot, they have a wisdom that they can contribute towards the success of the government or of the administration or whatever it is. But because they don't have the opportunity to come and give their own contributions. So then from there they cannot perform. But by setting this new company, so maybe they may now bring some other people that they have the idea, they have the knowledge, they have the experience and wisdom, that they will now move the sector forward. And don't forget, there are so many companies, so many parastatals that they have a similar or similar responsibilities and functions, and they are still working. The issue is that to just for them to have a good synergy, a good understanding, and the communication, because there must be a communication between this, even the ministry and the parastatal. If there is no good communication and synergy, they will not work. But so even for this new company that they are trying to establish, if they now bring good people that they can work, the people that they have the practical experience,
exactly,
it will work.
Not political appointees.
Yes, not yes. You know, in a farming sector or anything that deals with issue of food, it is the root is the agriculture, that is farming. Absolutely. And it is a matter of practical experience, not only theory. Even if you are a professor in agriculture, so if you don't have that practical experience, a typical farmer who doesn't know even ABCD that grow up in farming sector, he may have an experience more than that. Professor.
I agree with Dr. Bello. There's something that Doctor pointed out that I think is very, very critical: the lack of synergy between the Ministry of Agriculture and some agencies under the ministry. It looks like everybody is working in different cycles.
Okay, let me make a clarification. NISA Microfinance Bank is being set up by Central Bank of Nigeria to monitor disbursement of micro
loans to farmers.
Not only farmers, SMEs, farmers and SMEs operators.
Yes.
Their own function and mandate is not to focus on the primary production.
Right.
This company, I think the government is going to set up, is for primary management of what and how can we bring down this. How can I be
prices
your off-taker?
Of food and others.
Yeah,
we have
others.
drugs and so many other.
How can I be your
products.
off-takers of your product, eliminating intermediaries? Meaning that if the farmers are producing at X amount, for instance, 100 kg of maize now is 60 naira per kilo. Government will be ready to buy at 62 naira per kilo. Farmers are making money. Farmers are so sure that I have markets. I don't need to stress myself.
Yes.
Government there, the company they are about to set up will need their own operational cost. We now say, okay, I want to be selling to Nigerians at 70 naira.
But from your experience,
do
you think this is achievable? From your experience, practical
experience? From my experience and practically, and it has happened. Look at during the cocoa period. The cocoa house in Ibadan was an aggregator on behalf of government, where they aggregate cocoa, and they are now the major supplier to whoever wants.
What killed the cocoa in the cocoa house in Ibadan? What killed the groundnut pyramid in Kano?
Government policies and people that are there, just like what
but now this new company that is coming, are we going to bring people from heaven to come and run it?
No.
What we are saying now is, let me use the word we, because we are saying the same thing, the same line, is who are the people you put there? This is my political child who knows nothing.
But you know you can't eliminate that.
Yes, but when we are doing it, there should be a balance between practical experience and political compensation.
Exactly.
We mix the two together, and the two needs to be balanced. Look at what we are talking about. Economic of production. You are talking about, like yesterday I was discussing with somebody, a taxi man. He was complaining. I said, okay, stop complaining. Do you know the profits they are making on this product? Some of you are looking at the bulk figure. Go and do the production cost. Where we are supposed to talk about is from the production cost. Before now, how much do we pay per operation of tractor? We are all in Nigeria. In some parts in Nigeria, is about 75,000.
All right.
In some same part in Nigeria, it's about 150,000. And all of us are going to the same market.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Dr. Bello,
Yes.
During the president media chat, he talked about, his focus on agriculture. He also talked about, going into farm mechanization. As I think he did say he was expecting 2,000 tractors into the country this year. From your point of view, you have been in the industry for a long time. Do you think 2,000 tractors is enough for us to be able to achieve the targets that the government has set for agriculture this year?
You know, in a government, in any policy that comes from the government, so it's not at the same time they will now expose everything or release everything at once. We know that practically 2,000 tractors will not be enough.
Even for a state?
For Nigerian farmers. But what we are expecting with good faith from Mr. President or from the government is that maybe this is just the starting point, or just to start with it, because they are all aware. Even the minister he knows that the 2,000 tractors. If you look at even my state, Kasina, will not be enough.
Exactly. A small state, my state in Kogi here, 2,000 tractors can't even go around the local government.
It is something that is very, very critical, and it's one of the major active sector in agriculture. Because if you can be able to take care of mechanization for your farming activities, you have solved 50% of your problem.
Absolutely.
As far as you have a very adequate mechanization process, and the grassroots for this mechanization process is to get the tractors, because with the tractors that will do plow, harrowing, ridging, you can use the tractor for planting, for with the bull sprayer, for your agrochemicals, even for the harvest. There is some small harvesters that you will now couple it with the tractors to harvest. So is one of the major components that is needed. But actually 2,000 tractors will not be enough. But we are expecting, because the government will not, as how I've said earlier, come out directly to say everything. But we are expecting that maybe this one
perhaps
will be
maybe this is the first phase.
The first phase. Then the rest will follow.
Yes. Doctor, I was still staying with you. How much of involvement have you in terms of engagement with the Ministry of Agriculture and some other agency? Are they bringing you into, policy formulations? Because some of you are key players in the industry. You know the farmers, you know where their locations and so many things. How much of involvement have you been, in policy formulation of this government? Are they, interacting with your people?
Well, from the Ministry of Agriculture, they are the custodian of all agric activities, and they are the one to engage all the major stakeholders in agri sector. From our own side, I can say that yes, in some cases we are being invited for some activities or some other policy making, while sometimes not only we from the Maize Association or maize farmers, sometimes I can say that even the whole farmers are not being carried along. And you cannot succeed in any policy without carrying all the major stakeholders' concerns.
Absolutely.
Because the policy is an act, or is a unanimous decision of a group of people, organization, or a government to set up an agenda to achieve a specific goal for their people.
Absolutely.
So, irrespective of that, you must carry all the major stakeholders concerned. That is why sometimes we are having problem, because if you now come and form the policy without the major stakeholders, by the time that you will implement the policy, the major stakeholders concerned that policy may not be the same with their own vision or their own
exactly. It's like
agenda.
shaving a man's head on his behalf.
On his behalf. So that is why. So that's why always we are trying to bring the attention, especially the Ministry of Agriculture, that they should carry all the major stakeholders concerned, not only the farmers. In the farming sector, because the farmers are there, the researchers are there, the suppliers are there, the service providers are there, off-takers are there,
absolutely,
aggregators are there, then the processors are there. All they have their own role to play.
Absolutely.
So that is why sometimes there will be a problem in making policy. Then when you come to implement it, it will not work.
Indeed. Dr. Ayodeji, do you share the same opinion with Dr. Bello?
I share that, and I would like to add more to it. You see, when we look at relevance agency to be partnered with, they form Ministry of Agri to coordinate the activities of farmers in Nigeria, irrespective of the 13 agencies. And each of these agencies has a mandate. Now, how cordial at the federal and state level are these commodity association to the government? What is the working relationship? Yes, some states will say yes, we are part of it. But when it comes to critical decision making, are they part of it? When you are forming a policy, are they part of it? You are there to come and give me paracetamol when I am having stomach ache. You know what that means?
Of course.
How much does it cost us to buy fertilizer? It shouldn't be a statistic on the Google. It should be from the farmers. It is the survey from the practical farmers, because we have two categories of farmers. The practical ones are the ones that are providing food. These are the ones that need technical support. These are the ones that need capacity building. Because look at this, the issue of climate change has affected food production. Generally, what is the way forward? It is known that irrigation is a very capital intensive project, but there are some mini irrigation systems that can be introduced to enhance these farmers. How are we close to the associations that owns these farmers? That what exactly? And for the associations, do we have the database of our members? Do we know the need of our members? These are the things that needs to be considered when considering crash in food. You are just looking at it from the final part because you are an end user. The middlemen, if you call them today, they will give you their statistics. Cost of logistics, storage, perishability, interest on capital they took to go to the farmers and produce. And some are even burning their fingers. Let's just say it the way it is. Some will borrow money from bank at double digits and give to some farmers to produce. When it comes to off-taking, challenges of so many things will happen. The little they are able to get, they will take it to the market and sell to break even. These are the things that we need to analyze, because when we are talking about crashing of food prices, that means that we want to eliminate one sector. And we are looking at reduction in criminality in Nigeria. When we do that, it will affect a sector.
They are trying to take the middleman out
of the business. And what do you think will be the end result? Kidnapping will result back.
Indeed, that is a very good one there. But let's also look at some partnership deals that Nigeria has signed with some international partners. The president was in Brazil, where he did also sign a deal with a Brazilian company. According to the president, during his media chat, he said the company had been here in Nigeria to assess things by themselves. How much of impact, Dr. Bello, do you think bringing in international partners will have on Nigeria?
Well, bringing international partners in Nigeria for the issue of farming or agriculture, well, I can say it's something good, because you know, farming or agriculture, it is a very wide area, and government cannot satisfy farmers with either it is a subsidy, either it is palliatives, or it is a loan. They cannot. There are so many interventions that was given to the farmers. We know that it has made an impact. But what I mean is that you cannot satisfy farmers 100%. So instead of relying only on government, it is good to bring other private sectors to come in, because agriculture is a business.
Absolutely.
If you take it as a business, actually it will go well. Not take it as something that as our normal farming activities, just to produce for us to just eat and supply to the product. No, let us take it as a real business. If you take agriculture as a real business, you cannot make it you alone. You have to co-opt to other private sector. Therefore, bringing private sector from outside the country, it is something that will be good, because they have their own that they are going to contribute. The government, they have their own, the farmers have their own. So from there, everybody will take it very serious, because everybody has his own share, which at the end it will give a very good result, because there must be a proper monitoring and evaluation. Because let me give you an example. The reason why I'm supporting this idea, we are already into this system in my own association. From 2020 to
I saw your partnership with IITA, when
yes.
you gave them award at your 30th anniversary in 2022.
Yes, exactly. So we have that kind of private partnership, that is engaging private sector in agriculture. From 2022, 23, even last year, 24, which we are still on it now, because we haven't finished the harvest. So we engage private sectors.
All right.
That is private companies, which some of them supply the inputs right from the seed, fertilizer, agrochemical, and so on, while some provided the mechanization services, while some provided the agronomic practice.
All right.
Then our farmers also contributed their own from their own side, while the association coordinated
the program.
Yes, of course, and we are doing well.
Indeed, very, very, very good one.
So because of this, that's why I'm seeing that if these private sectors partners will come to Nigeria in a very big way, to come and also to invest in agriculture with the government and the farmers, and it will work well, and we will achieve what
so
we
much
want
in terms of food
security.
security. Dr. Bello, we're almost out of time. Let me give Dr. Ayodeji 60 seconds to react to that, the foreign partners are indeed coming in, but the challenges in the past is the fact that sharp practices in Nigeria doesn't really allow them to work.
Well, thank God we have this administration in place that is being led by a businessman, an entrepreneur, and having the original equipment manufacturer coming to Nigeria to set up. We have a direct impact on the farmers. It is with the farmers that we should be ready to change our ways of doing things. This is agribusiness time, not agriculture. Don't let us wait for federal government to give us everything we need. If federal government can give us a security assurance that go back to farm, no more kidnapping,
that's another very important area.
No more banditry on the farm. These OEM that are coming to Nigeria will be ready to support us because Nigeria is the biggest in Africa. We have a leading role and we have the land to produce what we will eat in abundance and export. If it is well done, don't be surprised. A bag of maize, 100 kg, will come back to 22,000, 23,000 that used to be.
All right, we hope so. And of course, I know Dr. Bello has a lot of work in his hand because maize is the most consumed staple food in Nigeria. Indeed, apart from man, animals also consume maize. 60% of maize produced here go into poultry. I must thank you, gentlemen. Dr. Ajisefinni Ayodeji, Vice President, Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprise. I must thank you for your time. Dr. Bello Abubakar is the National President, Maize Association of Nigeria. I must thank you for your time, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your coming. All right. Well, that is a wrap on the show for the week. We're back on Monday. I am Yusuf Akogun.